back! It's another episode of Gifted Talkers. I am back from New York. I am your host, the Jersey Jackass, ETCW World Heavyweight Champion. I already said the Jersey Jackass.
What is your name?
Your boy, B.C. Hit me up on all social media at Real Jackass B.C. RealJackass B.C. And I'm sitting here with Quad C. Wait, nope. It's Quad X. That's right. Matt, what's going on, buddy?
Man, I am so excited. This was a really good episode, but I'm mostly excited because you got a chance to go to, New York Comic Con. Mm-hmm. You got the opportunity. You went to a gifted panel.
Yep.
So I'm excited to hear everything that you got to experience over there. But we had a really good episode, and there was a lot of I guess alternate routes that I didn't expect them to take in this episode.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to jump right in.
The panel was really fun, man. It was cool. I was really disappointed that my girl Natalie was not there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really disappointed.
Did they explain where she was?
No. They're just like, here's who is there. It was kind of funny because before the panel, the host, not the host, but like New York does that thing that in between panels they have like a DJ and a hype man out there, just kind of warming up the crowd, keeping them lit. Yeah. Where San Diego's just kind of like, screw y'all, whatever, sit there in silence.
You get out of here.
New York's just like, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
And
I feel like New York is just about fun.
It is.
Like San Diego is not really a city that I think of fun. New York, it's like, man, this is going to be an exciting time.
It's really dope, and I really... And so, the hype man's out there, he's hanging out, he's talking to the crowd, he's doing some fun stuff. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Emma DeMont, who plays Polaris, comes running out on stage, runs a circle around all the chairs, and then just goes back to the back. And the audience went absolutely nuts, had no idea what was going on.
That's awesome.
And even the host is like... He's like, okay... As a black man, white woman comes running out right at me. I don't know what to do. That was kind of scary. Okay.
That's pretty great.
Because she was running with a purpose.
I love it. That's so damn funny.
And then Jeff Loeb, who was the moderator of the panel, is
That's
incredible.
actually a little surprising that Jeff Loeb was the moderator.
He does every single Marvel television panel. He did the Runaway panels, he did the Daredevil panel, and he did this panel. And every year at New York, he moderates all the panels.
Good for him.
He is a showman.
Mm-hmm.
This guy just knows how to keep the audience in and knows how to make sure we have fun. He's such a showman, bro.
Well, I mean, you do however many he does of those panels. I mean, you're bound to just pretty much know it like the back of your hand and just have fun with it.
Absolutely, and he's so good. And I'll tell you what, man. We got to see the first act of the show there. They showed it to us.
Oh,
okay. Up until the Cuckoos come and get Eclipse.
Okay, yeah.
And when they're like, it's about the baby, and it cuts for commercial right there, we saw up to that point.
Man, why didn't they just go with the rest? Like,
you know what? I don't know. I guess because it was like, well, it's coming on TV.
Yeah, and I guess maybe ratings. They just want to make sure that people are...
I mean, it's not like this was on Sunday, so, it's a slower day.
Yeah.
Everything's starting to come down a little bit, but Emma DeMont this girl is a national treasure.
Is she?
She's just so fun.
I've never seen her in anything else.
Yes, she is a ball of energy, and she's peppy and upbeat, and she really wants Magneto in the show. She just keeps talking about her dad all panel long.
It would be cool. You think that's just more fan service?
It probably is.
Yeah.
It definitely... I will say, a fan got up and asked a question about the snap.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, that was Runaways.
Oh, okay.
This one they asked if we'll ever see the X-Men.
Yeah. And I feel like it's an obvious question.
To which their response are, you are seeing the X-Men.
Like, as in they are.
These are the X-Men.
Got it.
So, and it was cool.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they do kind of feel like they have, like, that X-Men flair to them.
Yeah.
But more of a grungy, like, not necessarily all wear leotards sort of deal.
Exactly. So, but during this Q&A portion, I got to get up, and I went and asked them a question, man.
Oh. That's pretty ballsy of you.
Yeah, and I asked them pretty good questions. I think you're going to run into it. Let's go ahead, cut over to the clip, and let's take a look at it.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, I run a gifted Aftershow called Gifted Talkers, which you can find on Cinelinx on Wednesdays.
Cool. Okay, awesome.
And my co-host couldn't be here, but he's a big fan of Blink. And in season 1, when she was trying to learn to train, her happy thought was a warm jelly donut. And I think he would want me to ask you, is it still a warm jelly donut? And are you ever going to get that donut?
I ate a dozen of those donuts. And, now it's just the dog. It's our dog Zingo. She thinks of Zingo and she makes it happen. No, in all realness, she has developed her powers enough that she doesn't need to focus so hard on opening a portal. Like before it was fleeting, before it only came when she was, in danger or when she was escaping something, and now she's able to control it a little bit more. Because she already ate the donuts.
Yeah. So we have very little time.
So, the warm jelly donut.
I can't believe you asked that question, and I love it. I love you for doing that. That was amazing.
I could not, man. I could not ask it just for you.
I love her. She's amazing, and I love that answer. Yes. She's like, well, she already had like several donuts, and exactly. She's learned her powers, and now it's just the dog, and now she's got all this abilities, and she knows how to control it because she ate the donut. Like,
Jamie Chung was.
I love Jamie Chung.
Super sweet as well.
Jamie Chung is amazing,
and man, it was just
a great
really
answer.
I'm glad I got to go. To this panel.
So glad you got to go to that panel. You got to ask that question.
Yeah. Because I was going to leave and come home on Sunday, but then I was just like, no, wait a minute, I got to see The Gifted.
I feel like my life is complete. I'm good now.
Well, since your life is complete, let's... okay, see you later. Guys, it's been great. See y'all. That's it. Let's go ahead and jump into the episode here. We had a nice little flashback.
Yeah.
We get to meet Eclipse's pops.
So this is what I talked about, I think, in the last episode, how I really wanted to see more of him being in the cartel and showing that kind of savage side to Eclipse. And we didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but I like the fact that we got to see at least a little glimpse of what he used to be. And I mean, and you look, we saw no remorse in his eyes whenever he was talking to his father, and he's like, oh, you think you may have fooled the sisters, but we both know where you're going. And I'm like, ooh!
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good line.
Yeah, home, and it leads up to what we'll get into later toward the end here. But like his look into fatherhood and how he's going to react and all that. So I do really like the juxtaposition there of him being a father and not necessarily abandoning his kid, not really his choice to not be around the kid. Whereas his father, made the choice. But still, he's still kind of seeing it that way. If he's like, I'm not here for my daughter.
Yeah, well, I mean, he even says, like, a real man stays for his kid, or, as a father, he doesn't leave. And, Polaris has to tell him, like, well, you're not leaving, it's just, you just can't be here.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be here.
Yeah, like it's a very different situation, but like for him it's everything to him, because I think you look at that, and I think anybody who's been, abandoned, or like at least anybody who their father or mother figure just left in some form or fashion, like they're driven to be a better parent than their parent ever was to them.
Absolutely, and I thought this was a really good flashback, and I hope we get to see more from this kind of.
I do too, but they're going to jump, and we're going to see something else. It's not going to be him, but I would love to see more of him with the cartel.
So he wakes up, he thinks he's going to go in and deal and help out Thunderblink, and they're not really happy about his drunk dial last week.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you flash people. It's you're drunk and you just. Send out a big, like, Aurora Borealis into the world. Which, I kind of figured, maybe there might be something, and I'm glad that they used it and said, it was all over the news and that sort of thing. I didn't think it would have the ripple effect that it did.
Oh, yeah, it had an effect.
Yeah, and especially whenever you look at, how Turner was like, I know everything. I know how this happened,
And I kind of thought it was just a sweet moment that happened in the last episode. I didn't realize that, it's going to have this effect, and it's going to push the story even.
Yeah. So. Well, this whole episode was really revolving around that one action, that one moment, and I do appreciate, that they used that.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just a one-off, like, this is just one thing for, you know, Polaris to see, and that's their moment, whatever. I thought it was great.
Yeah, so the Cuckoos are out now going after him. They're going to go get him. I love them.
Well, because the baby's sick.
Yeah,
you know, it's got jaundice?
Jaundice,
I
yes.
don't know what jaundice is.
I do. I was like, well, that's a made-up word.
No, it's actually,
So
I know it's
looked
an
it up.
actual
It
thing.
is. It is a yellow tint to the skin or eyes caused by excess of bilirubin.
Look, you can't read. Let me see. Yeah, I can't read.
A substance created when red blood cells break down.
But, like, okay.
It is very common in infant and newborns, especially males. So the fact that it was a female is okay.
I just wonder if, like, they were looking up what infant diseases can we look at, or like
It has to
syndromes?
do with light.
Yeah. Let's go with jaundice, guys.
Jaundice.
Okay. That just seemed like a really weird one to go
I
with.
literally was just like, that's a made-up word. And I
I've
looked
heard
up.
of it. I've heard of it. I just never remembered what it was. And as soon as you said it was a tint to a yellow tint, I was like, oh, okay. I think I had, but I thought that had something to do with the liver. But I don't know. You won't know.
who knows?
Well, I don't even know why I'm asking you.
But so the Cuckoos are going to get him, even though
Yeah.
everyone seems to be kind of against it, except for Reva, who's like, no, yeah, let's go get him. It's fine.
Yeah, because I think Reva's got a bigger plan, and I think it involves Dawn.
Yeah.
But I just want to know, like, how does she know what Dawn's ability is?
Yeah.
Or, you know, does she know someone who's seen the future? Like, what is this?
Yeah. I really liked the scene of the Cuckoos going to get him. It was very Professor Access.
Yeah.
You know, with the whole, him hearing the voices all over.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I really liked that, man. I thought that was a real good spin on that going in. And, you know, we don't think he's going to go with him, and it's like, oh, it's about the baby. Oh, no, let's go, fuck it.
I mean, I figured as soon as
Yeah.
they said it's about the baby, it's like, we're done. Let's go. Get in the car. You know, I thought that was fine. I thought, I actually liked their interaction inside the car. Whenever they're like, put the hood on. And they're like, it's security purposes. And he's like, I'm not putting it on. And then, like, they just that back and forth of like, oh, do you know what I'm thinking now? Yeah. Oh, that's not a nice thought. Like, I thought that was great.
It really, they do have a good. This whole cast has such a good chemistry.
They have a great
Everyone
chemistry.
works with everyone, no matter who is in each scene. And
Excellent
like that.
chemistry.
So
Fantastic.
So he heads down over there. He you know, he gets to see his daughter. It's a emotional scene there with him getting to before he gets to actually meet his daughter. You know, Reva's trying to lay down the law there, and Andy's just and Marco's looking at Andy, and he's like, just go with it, bro. This is what's going to happen.
Well, I do like that Reva asked Andy to be there. I thought that was great. Just because it shows her dominance.
Yeah.
And, like, you are either with me or you're against me. And she, like, draws that line in the sand every time that she asks someone to do something.
I was very hesitant about this because at first it seemed like Andy's still hesitant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want him to be. I want him to be this bad guy.
Right.
But as soon as this scene plays out where he's like, yo, bro, just do as we tell you.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and Marco's like, that how it is? Yeah, that's how it is.
That's how it is. Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, okay. That's what I want out of Andy.
I love the resolve in his character.
Yeah.
Like, it's it. That's it. Well, I am here now. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, we were friends. Sure, bro. That's cool. Get out there and go do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes in, he basically, you know, gets to see his daughter for the first time. It's a very emotional scene. He saves her, all that. Time to go. And they make it, and he on his way as they're forcing him out through mind control. You know, he gets strong. He fights through this, and like that whole scene with him and Polaris, that back and forth with them.
Yeah,
that was emotional.
I just like the
powerful
the desperation in him for whenever he had to from that moment whenever he had the baby, he had Dawn, and then he had to give up. Like you saw that progression of like I'm here, I'm complete, I'm good, I'm being a father. You need to leave. To like this just snap where he's like, I can't leave. It's like, okay, well here you go. It's I'll stay. You come with me. You're not gonna come with I'll stay. And they're like, you can't stay, you gotta go.
You gotta get
and it's just from there it's what do you do as a dad? It's just
the
it was
fact
really
that he was able to
watch.
overcome the Cuckoos.
Yeah. That I mean well, I like that the Cuckoos were like, we can't fight that kind of emotion. That's strong of emotion. So we see a weakness there.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, how do you ever beat someone that can do mind control? You know, and always knows what you're thinking. I think he is going to have a lot to do with their eventual demise.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that. I like that idea, dude. But he gets ready and he's going all in. He's set to fight, and I love this scene. I thought it was really.
I thought it was
strong.
cool. Yeah, it was cool.
It was a good fit. And
I like how Riva stopped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I thought Andy would have something to do with it.
I thought Andy was too. I thought Andy was going to take his ass out.
But Riva, man, you talk about powerful female characters, or just powerful characters in general. That is a boss. When she just does her power and she walks up, she goes, "We done?" Like, oh, that was good,
dude. The actress who plays her, she was at the
panel.
The panel, and she is just incredible as well. She's a ball of energy. She's so much fun. She seems really sweet.
That's cool. And
I really did enjoy. It made me like that character even more.
Yeah.
Because the character of Riva is the polar opposite of her.
Ha! That's awesome.
So, and that's what I really did enjoy about
well, as I mean, I'm not gonna like toot my own horn or anything, but you know, I've acted before, and and I've also, you know, I've done a lot of research into like what actors like to do, and one of the things that I've always heard and even experienced for myself is that playing the villain is so much more fun than playing the good guy.
Yeah.
And you would know this in wrestling too.
Yeah.
You know, you would much rather be a heel than a face. So, you know, for her, like, I think for her, this is her playground.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, oh, well, you know, I'm a bubbly personality, whatever. How do I put that on screen? I don't have to. I get to be a boss.
Yeah.
I get to be a badass.
Yeah, and Grace Byers is just, she's an A1 talent. And it's so fun to see her do that.
She's an A1 talent that, like, just really dropped on us out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, she did Empire. Now she does Gifted. Like, her career is going to skyrocket.
Oh, yeah.
She's just incredible.
All right, so jumping over to our next storyline, Dad is going to go get some stuff from Shatter.
Yeah.
I miss Shatter. I hate that we keep name dropping Shatter.
Not name drop.
And we don't ever get to see it.
I wonder if the actor's like, I'm good.
I don't want to put that makeup on.
I don't really want to do this.
For the 3 minutes of screen time you're in.
Yeah. You know, out of all of the arcs in this episode, I kind of had the most problem. I had the most problem with this story arc. It just seems so random that Mom would be like, talk to your daughter. Go, take her with you. Just go.
Yeah.
Like, do some bonding.
Because Mom's always like, I don't want her out there. I don't want anything about it.
Yeah.
And Ashley, go ahead, take her. Go ahead, it's good.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. It works because of the aspect of Mom is going crazy right now.
Yeah.
So she's not really all up there.
Right.
So it plays to that aspect, but you know, we needed a reason to get them to go together and stuff.
We needed a reason for her to find out he has powers.
Yeah.
And then I do like that moment where his powers start to like manifest and he's just destroying everything.
I mean, but I think we needed a moment for Mom to be involved.
Yeah.
Because it could have just been, me and Lauren are going to get it. But then Mom's not involved. We have to have something from Mom.
Well, and I think it's just strange because in the previous episode it was like, oh, Daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
You know, and there was that condescension about that.
Yeah.
And in this episode she's encouraging them to hang out together again. So it's just a little odd and a little conflicting. But I think my biggest problem with this, though, was after, you know, his powers manifest and, you know, she witnesses the car crash, all that, that suddenly it's like, okay, I think this is a mutant accident, so we need to call the cops and tell them to send over the mutants and stuff. And then Turner, who's working with the cops at this time because... Also, strange 180 from the previous episode.
Oh, out of nowhere.
I'm not going to do this anymore. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to the cops.
I'm not even talking. My wife's not even talking to me. That's how far this is already
Such a weird switch.
Again, I think this is one of those, we have a limited number of episodes. Yeah. Something probably got lost on the editing floor
It must have, but I wanted to see something.
Yeah.
Give us a reason why. Like, maybe he's looking on the news and he sees the, you know, light show that happened that night before and it's like, okay, honey, I gotta go or something like that, and maybe they were hanging out on the couch together. Something like that. That's like 2 minutes. And we got it. We're good.
Yeah.
You know, but either way, so he's over at the cops, and then he gets the call, and then, you know, they're leading.
Before he goes lead, dude, I want to say, dude, you know, I want to not like Turner.
Yeah.
I want to go, you're the bad guy, and I don't like you.
I don't have a reason to hate him.
But, to me, he's just so charming.
He's a charming guy.
When he's talking to that cop, and the cop's like, look, dude, you're not seeing the sergeant, and he goes off on his little spiel there.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like this guy. Dude.
The thing is,
like, I want to not like you because you're a human, but I like.
I think the problem is that it's just bad casting because you had Kobe Bell, and Kobe Bell is like one of the most charming guys ever. Like, I love Kobe Bell. I loved him in the game. I loved him in Burn Notice. Like, just everything I see Kobe Bell, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. You're my guy. Like, I'm so in for that. But, you know, I just hate the continuity of it. And I know, obviously, you know, the banner is continuity, schmontinuity. Yeah. But there's a point where it's just ridiculous. Yeah. And in this episode, it hit that moment because you've got Dad and Lauren running away. Yeah. So they're off, you know, running over to get a car. Suddenly, the cops show up, and Turner's already there, and he just walks up and he sees those two drive off. Really? He's walking, okay? These two are running, find a car.
Well, I think they were hiding. Because they were ducked down in that room, so they were hiding over there while most is going on.
It just seems just so odd that suddenly, like,
it was very
he just
coincidental.
Finds it, you know? Yeah. I don't know. Just how fast did all of that
my
happen?
problem with that scene is, and again, I love anything that Natalie Allen does. Yeah. Because then and we'll get into it, but like, when she just starts crying, talking to Dad about how she didn't tell. Yeah. This girl she's a star. She's got something. Yeah. And she's gonna have a hell of a career. But I like how like the crash happens, and immediately someone's like, "They're mutants!" Yeah. Like you just hear it. You hear it from off screen, and you're like, wait a minute. You just see a wreck and you're like, they're mutants!
Yeah! It makes no sense! Like, is that the new cat call for construction workers? Like, they're mutants! What's up? Get over here! You're mutants! What? I mean, at least when they investigated, I'm like, okay, now's the moment where you can be like, bro, I think this is mutants.
Yeah. Not just, there's a car wreck. They're mutants! Only mutants can wreck cars!
That's not true. I've been in plenty of wrecks. You have been in plenty of wrecks.
Yeah, very true.
We are both not mutants.
No, not
that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of. There we go. We don't know for sure.
What age does your powers manifest? Dad's manifests very late, so I think we're fine.
So they do get away. Turner, the sergeant figures out who Turner is. Yeah. And he's shutting them down. Yeah. But you see that other cop that kind of has a moment like, you know, this guy knows what he's doing. So I think we'll get more of that in the predictions, but I think that's gonna kind of weave into something else, and then we get Dad actually explaining and talking to Lauren about the issues, about him being a mutant. So, what are your thoughts here on the whole of Lauren having to deal with the boy and telling her dad about the story and whatnot?
I kind of thought it was weird that it was a bully. Yeah. Bully. Whenever she said that he tried to bully me, tried to grab me, bully.
I thought it was a boy tried to grab me.
Oh, I thought she said a bully tried to grab me. I could have been wrong. Okay, but either way, I thought it was a good story. I thought it was a good reason why she couldn't say anything. Yeah. Because, her dad prosecuted mutants. It was a good story, and I think it was a good reason for all of this for her to have hidden it, and it was, I think my thing though is if you're going to do a flashback, why not make that the flashback?
That would have been a good one to have,
because then we have some
at the same time we needed the one with,
we did,
to juxtapose the ending here.
We did, but honestly you could have had that in the next episode and I don't think it would have mattered much.
Well, no, because I think you needed it for that emotional connection with his daughter.
Yeah.
There.
It would have been good to have a reference point.
Yeah, I agree.
Previously, the first we ever saw of Natalie Allen's powers, or Lauren's powers, was when she was helping out her brother in, the locker room.
But you don't... one thing they do with the flashbacks is they don't like immediately. They don't directly reference it. It's very obscure how.
Yeah.
So if they were to be like, yeah, this happened, even though we saw it as a flashback.
Yeah.
That's not something they kind of do.
Yeah.
Like, old Arrow episodes, things would happen in the flashback that they would immediately be talking about
Oh,
in the present.
absolutely. Yeah. It's like, well, when I was on the island, what happened when you were on the island? What? Hold up. That's not natural. Yeah, you're right. You're right in that instance. I just think as an audience it would have been great to see, but I thought it was a good reason for her powers to just manifest and for her to just not say anything about it.
All right, so next storyline, we get to meet the real underground.
Before we move on to that, I thought it was fascinating that they just up and decided to tell Mom about the powers.
I liked it.
I did too.
And I was gonna put it. It was almost. I have it down in my negatives. It was almost gonna be negative because I thought they were gonna do that generic storyline where she's like, "Well, why didn't you tell me?"
Yeah.
And she was mad.
It got close.
It did. I was like,
real close.
Really?
You've known for 6 months. You could have come to me, but then they were like, "Okay, we're cool. We're family.
Yeah,
we'll just help each other."
I did love that. That was really good.
Yeah, I thought that was good. It was a nice twist.
Yes.
And I like that they're not being predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very. All right, so we get to meet the Morlocks early. I thought it was going to take a couple more episodes before we really got into the Morlocks.
As soon as they introduced the underground, I kind of felt like that's where we were going with
Well,
this.
I'm thinking, like, before I started watching this episode, I didn't realize we're going to find the Morlocks right here today.
Well, no, I'm talking about last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Last episode, whenever they were like, "Oh, there's an underground group," I'm like, "Oh, we're about to explore the Morlocks."
I thought we'd be searching for them, and then they would kind of show up in like episode 5 or 6. I didn't realize. Boom, here we go, and their leader right off the bat. But
I liked it. I liked that they did that because you were able to see the Morlocks, see the different mutants that they have there, see the different powers that they have over there, and how they could even screw up Thunderbird.
Yeah.
And
dude, those Super Mario-esque walls, like they reminded me of like the movie when they're just going through the wall. I'm like, this is funny.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's like I like what they did with Blink having her be a spy. Mm-hmm. Because at this point now, with her being a spy, you're not going to see the Morlocks very often. It's like, okay, now we have a reference, like this is the Morlocks. Now this is what Blink is doing, and eventually we'll get back to the Morlocks being involved. And I think there's going to be a more nefarious plot with them that's going to be like, what, you're spying on us to the Morlocks?
Yeah.
Like,
and because Blink seems like she feels very at home once she got down there, and she's like, "Oh, this is."
Well, I think we've all been leading to this. I mean, and just in the first episode alone, whenever she had to hide herself and like put on those contacts, I think at that point it was like, well, why am I, conforming in a way?
Another question asked at the panel: are we going to get to a point where Blink can just throw the daggers and spears into the portals like she does in Days of Future Past? And the question asked was just that it was Jeff Loeb that brought up like, well, we want to get to the point that how she does it in Days of Future Past, which I thought was really cool. They straight up
that's awesome.
like that. And they go, but we kind of put ourselves in a corner with the whole ripping open thing because that's really expensive. And Blink's just like, that's why we don't have portals anymore. We don't have money to do my portals because it's
because I was going to ask that question, like whenever they're like, let's just go, let's just leave. Like, why'd they walk away? Why'd they open up a portal and just walk out?
Yeah. They brought it up a lot. They're like, we don't have money for portals, and then they're like we would really like to get to the point that she could just throw them because that's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool there.
That's a training session right there. That's a montage.
I gotta say,
to save money.
I gotta say though, Thunderblink, they're just the cutest.
They are. But there are so many cracks in that.
There are, but they're just because going through when she's just like, I'm your girlfriend. I should be able to talk to you.
I did like that.
Look, I know you don't just break skin. And we get to the point where he explains to her what's going on, and they just work so well together.
They work well together, but it's like we said at the beginning of the season whenever we had our predictions.
Yeah.
There are already cracks forming in that relationship.
Yeah.
And it has to do with a lot of them not telling each other things. And, Thunderbird having to go through all of that, angst and the feeling of failure.
Yeah.
And now with Blink being a spy for the Morlocks, I mean, I don't know how much longer that's going to last.
All right, so let's look at the final scene here. Marcos comes in on Thunderblink in this conversation.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you need a rest? I don't need a rest. I want to hit him back."
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, "Let's go! I'm hyped,
Yeah.
bro! Like, let's do this right now."
Because, like, I think with Marcos, or Eclipse, whichever one you want to call him, he's just kind of been very passive.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been that drunk angry in a way.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing that rage. And I think there's a big difference. So now that we're going to actually get to experience that rage, I'm very excited for, like, what that means for this character.
Yeah, I think it's really going to work. And I want to know, they are hiding. They're obviously hiding something.
Yeah.
What is it that they are hiding? How is it that Dawn plays into this? Does it mean anything that Dawn in Spanish means Aurora?
I didn't know that.
I know.
Yeah.
And I tried to look up, I'm looking up Dawn. I'm trying to find out if she's somebody.
Yeah.
I can't find anything on her. Only Aurora is Storm.
Yeah.
And she's not Storm, obviously. But...
Speaking of this, I mean, just completely aside, whenever he's at the diner and he's, like, talking to that waitress, when she said sugar, like, is it just me? Or, like, did they really emphasize that to give, like, a big Rogue reference?
Sugar.
Yeah, because, like, in the comics and in the animated series...
Oh, yeah.
Rogue would always be
she's
like,
very,
yeah, sugar, or yeah, sugar.
You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up
Like,
on
they
that.
should really emphasize that sugar. I'm just saying.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe it was a little weakened on. They asked Loeb about are we going to see like little more Easter eggs and Loeb was like we don't ever go into like we don't have like a master book of Easter eggs. Sometimes things just happen to work out. We're like, yeah, this is good. Let's go ahead and use that. That's a good way of looking. And that's something cool to look at too. Like maybe what if she said this? It's very kind of throwbacky.
Yeah.
So
anyway, but going back to Dawn. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was studying Spanish recently, and I never knew that.
Yeah. So, all right, negatives. What do you have?
Oh, the biggest one negative is that Turner thing. Like, that whole arc was just so random. Like, oh, well, I guess he's not putting it all away. Cool. All right, that's fine.
I mean, I didn't mind
him finding Dad and Lauren. I'm like, okay.
I didn't mind it. I chalked that up to editing choices to just kind of let's get things going. So.
Hey, it's an issue.
Yeah,
it's a major issue whenever you have a plot and a resolution in the second episode that's completely turned their back on. They like just do a complete 180. They turn their back on that entire resolution and they give no reason why.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really have any negatives for this. What I was writing down was I had Andy's hesitation, but that was nixed. He didn't have it. And then I had, as soon as we started doing the generic mom's mad because you didn't tell her for 6 months, they turned that around. Yeah. And so this really is of the 3 episodes. I think this is my favorite one of this season so far.
I think it was the strongest. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And I'm really excited and looking forward to what happens next. Did you watch the preview?
No. So I am right in the same boat with you.
All right, so this is completely blind on our predictions. Yeah. So do you have anything what we're gonna have?
Well, I think you're gonna see the beginnings of them trying to hit them, and I think probably what's going to happen, because you found out that the Morlocks knew something about what the Inner Circle was doing. Honestly, I don't even know to speculate.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a little bit more of that onion being peeled, but I think we're going to see Marcos like doing some crazy things just to get back at them.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where they go, and I think we will have some kind of standoff, or because we haven't had a big standoff between the Inner Circle and the Underground yet. Yeah. So I think episode 4 is going to be one that we get some action in here.
This is a prediction for like farther down the road.
Yeah.
I think Turner is going to create his own little mutant hunting group.
That's exactly what I was going to go with, and I think it's going to start next episode with him and that cop.
I agree.
I think they're going to start doing their own thing, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see.
Especially since he keeps telling everybody he's doing private security.
Exactly. And for me, for later on, I think this season's going to end with Blink leaving to join the Morlocks.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking too. That seems to be what they're really pushing. I just would wonder if season 3 is going to include the Morlocks a lot, because you can't have, in my opinion, the Gifted without Jamie Chung.
No, yeah. That's what I think. I think the Morlocks will be another storyline, another group that we'll see more often.
Yeah.
So and I think there'll be I think because like we'll have the inner circle. I think the Morlocks will be the number one adversary in season 3.
Ooh, yeah, could be.
And it's gonna and then we'll keep pushing forward and whatnot. So.
I think it's good. I think it's a good prediction.
All right, well, what did you guys think? Did you like this episode? Make sure to comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that little bell so you can get all the notifications, all that. Matt, go ahead, put yourself over. What's going on? Where can you be found?
Yeah, you can find me on all social media at Move the Joystick. You can also find me on Cinelinx.com. You guys should check out, because on both the Cinelinx Twitter and Instagram, we recently went to a screening of First Man and got to actually, watch Ryan Gosling have a panel of his own. So we posted some of the videos up there. It's really cool. So go check that out. It's pretty amazing.
Absolutely, that's awesome. You guys know you can follow me on all social media at Real Jackass BC, RealJackass BC. Don't forget, go subscribe to the Jackass Nation YouTube channel. So we get we're down 17. We only have to do 17. We got 3 months to find 17 subscribers, and Matt is going to get his chance at the ETCW World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm gonna win.
He's not gonna win.
I'm gonna win.
He's not gonna win. Anyway, we still don't have a sign out line or anything for this. So, we'll just see y'all next week for the next episode of Gifted Talkers.